Hi, I'm Lilia Brown, nurse practitioner and certified functional medicine practitioner with Vail Healthspan. Today I'm going to talk about a really popular topic, hormonal health and how it relates to longevity. Our hormones influence nearly every system in the body, from mood and metabolism to muscle, brain, bone, and heart. Balanced hormones aren't just about feeling good. They're one of the foundations of a long, healthy life. We'll start by talking about hormone balance in women, the changes that happen in perimenopause and menopause, and what you can do to stay strong and balanced. Then we'll talk about hormone changes in men, what drives declining testosterone, and how to maintain strength, motivation, and longevity. Let's start with the basics. I like to think of hormones working together like a high-performance team. Each hormone plays a unique position, and when everyone's working together, the team is focused, strong, and energized. Estrogen is the team captain and sets the pace. Progesterone maintains balance and calm, and testosterone delivers strength and motivation. The pattern of hormonal changes in midlife is very different in women and men. Now we are going to shift to women and hormonal changes in perimenopause and menopause. For women, hormone changes in stages. Perimenopause usually begins in the early to mid-40s, and hormonal levels start to fluctuate wildly. Menopause is defined as 12 months without a period, when estrogen and progesterone drop sharply and testosterone begins to decline more gradually. Kelly Casperson calls this a hormonal power outage that has far-reaching effects. So why are hormones in women such a hot topic? For years, menopause was surrounded by fear and misinformation, largely because of outdated interpretations of early research such as the WHI. Now, many of today's clinicians are living through this transition themselves, and we're looking back at the data with fresh eyes. The average woman spends 40% of her life postmenopausal, and the focus is shifting toward improving the quality of those decades, otherwise known as healthspan. There's a flood of advice online, and not all of it is good. Your best information won't come from social media. For reliable information, start with evidence-based resources. Experts like Mary Claire Haver, Heather Hirsch, Kelly Casperson, and Stacy Sims are leading the way, helping women understand that menopause isn't something to fear. It's something to navigate with knowledge, support, and empowerment. Talk to your people, your mom, sisters, friends. Ask what symptoms they noticed and what helped. The more we share, the more we realize how unique this transition is to each one of us. How do you know it's perimenopause? It's a clinical diagnosis based on your symptoms and story. Hormone testing can be helpful, but it's not diagnostic. It's just a snapshot in time. If you're 45 or older and have classic symptoms, it's reasonable to assume perimenopause. And if you're younger than 45, don't let anyone tell you that you're too young. You know your body best. But work with your medical provider to rule out other causes. Other issues can mimic hormone imbalance, like thyroid changes, blood sugar imbalances, or even low iron. So lab work can help clarify what's going on. There are over 34 symptoms that can contribute to how you feel during perimenopause. Their effects are more varied and far-reaching than most people realize. It's more than irregular periods and hot flashes. You can experience anxiety, brain fog, forgetfulness, headaches, poor sleep, hot flashes, night sweats, palpitations, increased belly fat, repeated injuries, joint pain, frozen shoulders, or ringing in the ears. A lot of people experience itchiness, hair loss, or more bladder infections, and your cycles can be heavier or lighter, shorter or longer, and loss of sexual desire is common. When estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone decline, the effects ripple through the entire body. Declining estrogen alters serotonin and brain chemistry, leading to brain fog and forgetfulness. Higher estradiol levels are linked with better cognition and memory. Hormone changes can also cause sleep issues and new onset depression. We see more fat mass, less lean muscle. These both lower metabolism and strength. Remember, muscle is an organ of longevity. Estrogen keeps bone turnover in balance, and low levels lead to osteoporosis and greater osteoarthritis risk. Joint aches and frozen shoulder become more common. Lower estrogen raises risk for cardiovascular disease due to arterial stiffness, inflammation, and changes in lipid composition. Estrogen also regulates the heart's electrical system. That's why fluctuations can cause palpitations. Estrogen and testosterone help prevent insulin resistance and diabetes, and even help balance cortisol. Estrogen loss triggers a 30% drop in collagen in just 5 years, leading to genitourinary syndrome and menopause, among other signs of aging. And progesterone helps you fall asleep because it's calming and helps with anxiety. Estrogen helps you stay asleep by stopping night sweats. And testosterone. Declining testosterone affects libido, energy, mood, muscle, bone, and even vitality. When we work to balance our hormones, it's important to consider the difference of longevity versus health span. Longevity is about how long you live, the number of years in your life. Health span is about how well you live, the quality of those years. There is a difference between just adding years and adding quality life to your years. The goal is to stay strong, sharp, and vibrant through every decade. How we balance our hormones can shape this outcome. Lifestyle is the foundation of hormone health. Balancing hormones by addressing your lifestyle is important for health span. Here are my key recommendations to improve hormonal health. First up is exercise. As Dr. Stacy Sims says, lift heavy stuff. Ideally, we want to strength train 2 to 3 times per week. This will increase your metabolic rate, build stronger bones, improve blood pressure, and improve your body composition by increasing lean muscle and reducing fat gain. Don't skip plyometrics. You know the jumping jacks, hops, and skipping. Estrogen is an anabolic and helps you create forceful muscle contractions, aka power. As we lose estrogen, our muscles get smaller and weaker. Plyometrics work to keep those muscle fibers strong, build mitochondrial power, and create a strong skeleton. Also, add in sprint interval training or SIT. SIT is a better form of HIIT for menopause. SIT sessions include super short 10 to 30 second sprint style efforts to improve metabolism and insulin sensitivity. Next up is nutrition. It's important in peri and menopause to get enough protein. Eat 30 grams of protein per meal and about 15 grams before workouts. Include omega-3 fats, cruciferous vegetables, and 30 grams of fiber daily to support estrogen metabolism. And we want to avoid added sugars and ultra-processed foods, which worsen insulin resistance and inflammation. Third is sleep. Inadequate sleep is stressful on the body and increases cortisol production, which perimenopausal women already struggle to keep in check, messing with your mood, impairing tissue repair and growth, and setting the stage for insulin resistance. Stick to a consistent bed and wake time. Get morning sunlight and work on your sleep hygiene. If your hormones are causing significant sleep issues, consider CBTI, or cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia. Fourth, managing stress. We can't forget the importance of balancing our busy lives with recovery time. Yoga, walking, meditation, and especially stretching. Again, this is an important step to counteract the surge of cortisol during this time. And fifth, community. One of the most overlooked lifestyle factors is connection. Feeling isolated or lonely doesn't just affect mood. It directly impacts our hormones and our biology in the same pathways that drive aging and chronic disease. There are some additional ways to help balance hormonal health. Avoiding alcohol and quitting smoking. Alcohol worsens hot flashes and is terrible for sleep. Smoking accelerates bone loss and heart disease. Also, think about adding a high-quality adaptogen to help regulate stress, lower cortisol, and improve energy and sleep. Herbs like ashwagandha, rhodiola, and maca can help. Finally, there are supplements that can help with metabolic support. As estrogen drops, insulin resistance rises. Another way to boost your metabolism is with supplements such as berberine and inositol, which help with glucose control as well. Research shows that starting estrogen therapy within 10 years of menopause or before the age of 60 reduces cardiovascular disease and all-cause mortality. As Hilly Casperson says, hormones prevent death and other beneficial things. Hormone therapy isn't about turning back time. It's about restoring what your body naturally made. One misconception is that you should wait until symptoms are severe, but nobody wins for suffering. Hormone replacement therapy, also known as HRT, and also known as MHT or menopause hormone therapy, is safe and effective for the majority of women. Evidence supports bioidentical and physiologic hormone replacement, started near midlife to protect the heart, brain, and bones. The safest and most evidence-based options include transdermal bioidentical estradiol, oral micronized progesterone, and transdermal testosterone for fatigue, low libido, or muscle loss. If you are interested in HRT, you should work with your practitioner or make an appointment with functional medicine to address your personalized options. There are red flags. Certain people would want to work with our healthcare team to make the most appropriate choice. These include active or prior breast cancer, congenital heart disease, previous VTE or stroke, or active liver disease. So now let's turn to men. Unlike women, men don't have a single defining transition like menopause, but testosterone levels gradually decline, usually about 1% per year after age 30. That might sound small, but over time it adds up. Low testosterone can show up as low energy, lower motivation, reduced sex drive, loss of muscle, loss of strength, more belly fat, and changes in mood or confidence. So why does it matter? Testosterone is not only essential for libido, energy, mood, and muscle mass, but it also plays a role in heart and metabolic health and bone density too. When testosterone falls too low, it increases the risk for heart disease, insulin resistance, and even shorter lifespan. So why does testosterone drop? Aging is one factor, but not the only one. Other common causes include type 2 diabetes, obesity, depression, asthma, hypothyroidism, chronic stress or pain, poor sleep, and the use of opioids or alcohol. These chronic conditions interfere with the brain's hormone signals, increasing inflammation and raise conversion of testosterone into other hormones through enzymes like aromatase and 5-alpha reductase. 5-alpha reductase turns testosterone into DHT. Too much can cause acne, prostate growth, or hair thinning, while lowering T. Aromatase converts testosterone into estrogen. Men need a small amount of estrogen, but when aromatase becomes overactive, often from belly fat or inflammation or stress, testosterone drops and symptoms like fatigue, low mood, or weight gain appear. The goal isn't to block these pathways, it's to keep them balanced so testosterone stays available and effective. The good news? Most of these factors are modifiable, and that's where lifestyle makes all the difference. As I mentioned, your body keeps testosterone in balance through the two key converter enzymes, 5-alpha reductase and aromatase. Balance is key. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and kale are natural aromatase calmers, while green tea, mushrooms, flaxseed, and pomegranate modulate conversion of testosterone. You should avoid charred meat, refined sugars, excess alcohol, and very low-fat diets, which can activate aromatase. And finally, it is important to maintain healthy thyroid and insulin function for proper testosterone signaling. These are my tips on how to optimize testosterone naturally. First, we need to reverse metabolic problems, such as diabetes, sleep apnea, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol. These conditions raise aromatase and lower testosterone production. Second, reduce belly fat. Abdominal fat acts like a hormone factory and steals testosterone by converting it to estrogen. Third, lower inflammation. Inflammation is one of the fastest ways to suppress testosterone. Here we need to focus on a low inflammatory diet like the Mediterranean diet, which is rich in olive oil, avocado, nuts, seeds, fish, veggies, and fiber. We also want to avoid ultra-processed foods, sugar, and alcohol. Fourth, you need to get restorative sleep. Testosterone peaks overnight, so aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality rest, and it's important to screen for sleep apnea if you snore or wake unrefreshed. Fifth, exercise. Men too need to lift weights 2 to 3 times per week at minimum, and include short bursts of HIIT cardio to improve insulin resistance and metabolism. 6, manage stress. Chronic stress elevates cortisol, which blocks testosterone production. Build stress relief practices, deep breathing, time outdoors, or meditation. And then finally, support key nutrients, such as zinc, magnesium, selenium, vitamin D, and omega-3 fats, which all support healthy hormone levels. Also, try to eat foods rich in lycopene, such as tomatoes and watermelon, which are important for prostate health. I also like to recommend hormetic therapies. Small controlled stressors can boost hormone resilience. Cold dips, time-restricted eating, and red light saunas all help support healthy testosterone levels. Sometimes, even with great habits, testosterone stays low. That's when replacement therapy may be a good option. It can improve energy, muscle strength, mood, and libido. It also improves insulin resistance and prevents diabetes. But it's always a personalized decision made with your provider. Testosterone therapy isn't for everyone. It's generally not recommended for men with prostate cancer or elevated PSA, very high red blood counts, untreated sleep apnea, recent heart attack or stroke, uncontrolled heart failure, or clotting disorders. So whether you're a woman navigating perimenopause or a man noticing shifts in energy and recovery, optimizing hormones is a key part of Healthspan and longevity medicine. Evidence supports bioidentical, transdermal, physiologic hormone replacement started near midlife, along with nutrition, exercise, stress reduction, quality sleep, and community to extend health span and reduce chronic disease. Hormones are natural. Your body made them for decades. When they decline, Restoring them is natural and promotes longevity. Balanced estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone support strong muscles, sharp minds, healthy hearts, and vibrant lives. You don't have to wait until your symptoms are extreme. If you're noticing changes in sleep, mood, libido, or recovery, this is your cue to start the conversation. As I said, there is no prize for suffering. At Vail Healthspan, we combine functional medicine, advanced testing, and personalized lifestyle plans to help both women and men balance hormones to support longevity and health span.